radio. Shout it.
Diamond, working with Fat Joe. Talk about y'all chemistry and the collaborations that y'all did, man.
Oh man, yeah, when Fat Joe first started, I produced his first album, and I produced, I think, 2 or 3 songs on his second album. But you know, we all from the same projects.
Okay.
And actually, Fat Joe, he noticed what me and Lord Finesse were doing, and you know, one day he pulled me aside. He's like, y'all guys are like, really, really doing it. I want to get in the music business, but I didn't take Joe seriously.
He wasn't in the music business.
Well, I'm not, but Joe was in the hip hop.
Right.
He was at all the jams. Doing graffiti and everything. Hanging with his peoples and all that. So
you said he used to break dance.
He was a pop lock. If you can believe that.
I want to see Joe pop lock it out.
Facts. We all did. Yeah. So Joe. He said he wanted to do the music. So I told Joe, look, you pay for your sessions. Don't worry about me. Just pay for your own sessions, and we'll get busy.
Yeah. And
that led to us doing them at the time. We did some promos. Red Alert had a radio show on Kiss FM back then.
I think Red Alert lived down here, right?
Yeah, he did. He used to actually work at the station with me too back in the day. Yeah, he was up here working.
Here. So we started off doing promos for Red, and Red would play them, and they just got popular. They were like mini records. That eventually led to me introducing Chris Lighty to Fat Joe. Chris Lighty was managing me at the time.
Yeah.
And he's managing Tribe Called Quest, Busta Rhymes. There was a number of us. And one thing led to another. And once we recorded Flow Joe, then everything just took off from there.
What is it like when y'all start out from these humble beginnings and then you start to see this massive success happening? Did y'all feel like this was something that was going to happen and this was just a byproduct of the hustle and the grind, or did it turn out to be something more than you ever expected?
A little bit of both, because we all wanted to be successful, and but also be true to ourselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So definitely, it's definitely rewarding to see something that you made from nothing turn into something. Whatever your job is, if it's making records or DJing, or if you're a sculptor or a painter, whenever you can make something out of nothing and it's received on a high level, that's always been gratifying.
Exactly. Talib, when you find yourself in the middle of the Serengeti, man, what's going through your mind then? That's where hip-hop then took you.
A lot of people don't know about that Serengeti trip.
Break it down. I'm here for that.
That Serengeti, that's where Lion King happened at.
Yeah.
Ran into Simba, for real. Like I seen lions and out there and everything. Rhinoceroses and everything. I went out there with Justin Timberlake, Cameron Diaz, and Jimmy Fallon.
My God.
Which Cameron Diaz had a TV show called Trippin', and she would do like environmental activism all over the world. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting for that experience. We went to the Gong Rock, where they say that music was first started. They say that's a place in Africa where they first started banging on a rock and hearing the different sounds and everything. And I went with the crew from MTV, and Jimmy and Cameron and Justin. I was the only black person there. And so I remember thinking, as much as I appreciate the environmental activism, and we gotta save the animals, but we gotta talk to the people too.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes
we in Africa.
Yeah, sometimes our white brothers and sisters think the animals are so cuddly and want to save the environment, but forget about the people. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to people. Yeah. Shout out to
the people.
Right. Shout out to Cameron. Because I think she's a real one. Yeah. But when you're at that level of fame, sometimes you need to surround yourself with people who can be like, let's not forget about this part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was fun. But for me to be I was the hip hop representative on that trip. And I felt proud to be able to represent hip hop. And I've been able to go back to Africa with black people. You know what I'm saying? I go to other places. I've been able to go to Kenya, to South Africa. I've been to South Africa a lot. It just feels beautiful. On the Reflection Eternal album, there's a song called Africa Dream. And the last lyric of the song is, by the time you hear this, I'll be basking in African sun. Ooh. And I didn't make it to Africa until about 10 years after that lyric.
Wow.
But hip-hop took me there.
What was it like when you touched down in Africa? And I mean, did you feel like it changed you forever once you touched down over there?
Oh, absolutely. And I would encourage everyone who has the privilege, every black person, every person of any race, but particularly black people, to go back to Africa.
Exactly.
There is a movement right now that's largely, the founders of the movement are based in Atlanta. And I'm not going to give them no press on your show because I have too much respect for your show.
Okay.
But it's a very anti-immigrant sort of nativist movement.
Yeah.
And sometimes people, not just people in the South, but people where we from too in New York, feel like immigrants coming into this country make it harder for already marginalized people to get jobs and access. And the thing is about resources, first of all, we have enough resources for everybody. We don't need to have any homeless people.
Facts.
But equality is not a pie.
Yeah.
You know, just because some people get a slice don't mean you're not getting your slice. You know what I'm saying? It's like, there's enough equality to go around for everybody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And,
that's the truth.
and this nativist movement is trying to get people to say that we are really Americans, black people, to say that we are really Americans and that we have no actual connection with Africa.
Yeah.
And while I'm not against anyone who wants to be a proud American, I'm not against anyone who wants to be a patriot. I'm not for the military, but I don't judge nobody who wants to go and fight for their country. You know, the idea that we are not supposed to be connected with Africa, that's ass backwards, and that's you doing the work of your master. And these people say that they are for reparations. And the reason why I know that's cap is because the only reason we deserve reparations is because our connection with Africa. The only reason we deserve reparations is because we are kidnapped Africans. If we were not kidnapped Africans, then slavery would be okay. You know, like it's like that's what makes the Africa part is the whole game. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole hokey pokey. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I got to ask y'all about another prolific songwriter that both of y'all work with, man. KRS-One. What was it like vibing with him, and what kind of jewels did y'all share with each other?
KRS, born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx, represented the Bronx and Brooklyn very well. You know, made iconic jams. KRS is, I consider him my hip hop mentor. As far as a lyricist and a writer, before I met him, I considered him a mentor. And then I worked with him on a song called Perfect Beat. I worked with him again with on the Buckshot album with Knife Wonder, but Perfect Beat is on my album. We did a video. We toured together. I toured with KRS through the South, and I never forget because he's my OG. He would sometimes want to go on before me. And I'm not a bigger artist than KRS. Once I'm like, why are you going on before me? He's like, and he was always trying to light a fire under my ass. He would go on before me, and then he would come off stage and be like, let me see what you do. Top that. You know what I'm saying? And so
pushing you.
Setting that bar.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he wrote a book before I came out as a rapper. He wrote a book called The Science of Rap. And in this book, he gave me a jewel that I will never forget to this day. And he was like, if you are rapping to make money, stop. Because what you're doing is tainting the culture. You're ultimately going to make decisions based on being a capitalist and based on being about that money that are going to distract you from your goal as an artist, that are going to taint the art and make the art fake and not real.
That's right.
And I lived by that when I read that.
Diamond?
I worked on Chris's first self-titled album, KRS-One. I produced 3 songs on there. I like Chris energy.
Yeah.
You know, good energy, good weed. You know what I mean? Just, you know, Chris, you know, KRS-One definitely.
Yes, I'm IZMing.
He got a good vibe about him. You know what I mean? And, you know, he go in the booth, he spits, you know, he lays his rhymes down quick. I just like his energy. And like I said, you know, I produced a few joints for Chris. And, you know, he was definitely somebody that I was listening to when I was coming up. You know, being from this, when he made South Bronx, and, you know, we all living in the South Bronx, that was like the anthem. You know, you could they could do no wrong back then.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brooklyn was on his good side on that record, so we was rolling.
Yeah.
We was just, we keep on taking it. We with them. We with the Bronx.